In the heart of Nairobi's wealthiest hills, beneath the moonlight that danced like whispers on polished glass home windows, lived a person who ought to make time prevent with simply his presence, Zayn Muthoni. At simplest 32, he turned into already a legend. Every mag in Kenya, Paris, London, and Big Apple had splashed his name like golden ink on velvet. The youngest tech billionaire of African descent, good-looking, ruthless, preferred. He walked like a lion who owned everything. And in lots of approaches, he did. From startups in Silicon Valley to power deals in West Africa, he became the dream each woman chased. But no one ever were given to near. No one ever stayed the night besides the maid who had no idea her nights were numbered. Her call changed into Ayana. She came from a small village near Lake Victoria. Pores and skin like roasted coffee below sunshine, hair thick and untamed, and eyes so extensive they looked like memories trapped in lakes. She came to the town now not with desires, however with desperation. Her mom turned into sick, her brother crippled, and the village had dried up. She wanted paintings and fast. While she got hired by using Zayn's property, she concept it would be everyday. Easy the floors, make the beds, live invisible. However, Zayn had other plans. The primary time he noticed her, she changed into scrubbing the marble floor near the spiral staircase. Her head become bent, a headscarf wrapped round her hair, her fingers moving like poetry in motion. He paused, telephone in hand, and stared. He had visible models in Paris put on silk robes that didn't shine as beautifully as the sweat on Ayana's neck. He didn't communicate. He sincerely watched. And while she ultimately regarded up, their eyes met, and something shifted. A silence so heavy fell between them that the air grew thick. She looked away, heart racing. That night, he advised his butler, pass her to the visitor wing. I want her closer. Ayana didn't recognize why her room modified. She didn't ask. Negative human beings examine now not to impeach the rich. Days turned into weeks, and Zayn's eyes accompanied her like shadows. He in no way touched her. Not but. He watched. He tested. He broke her silence slowly, like a man peeling a ripe mango. Occasionally he'd name her into his workplace just to ask, do you want running here? Or do you leave out the village? And she or he'd stammer her replies, no longer knowing why her legs trembled or why her heart beat so rapid. Then got here the night time that changed the entirety. It rained. Difficult. Thunder rolling. Like drums from the ancestors. Ayana had just positioned sparkling towels in his bathroom while she grew to become and observed him status at the entrance. Shirt buttoned, chest glistening. You worry storms? He asked. No, sir. She whispered, despite the fact that she become mendacity. He stepped closer and nearer, till his breath touched her forehead. Then why do you shake? She couldn't solution. She didn't want to. His hand rose slowly and brushed the aspect of her face, and in that unmarried moment, the maid disappeared and the female interior her came alive. He kissed her like a person who hadn't touched joy in years. It wasn't smooth. It wasn't mild. It became starvation, hearth, insanity. And she or he permit him. That night, she gave him everything. Her shame, her innocence, her silence. And he took it, now not like a thief, however like a king claiming what turned into already his. Each nighttime after that, he came to her room. From time to time he'd call her to his. They said not anything during the day, but at nighttime, the mansion echoed with soft moans and the smell of secrets and techniques. She knew it turned into wrong, knew she was only a maid, knew the arena wouldn't understand. But how do you stop your frame from loving the man who wakes up the girl inside you? Days turned to months. Zayn remained the equal in public, bloodless, effective, untouched. However, Ayana started to glow. Her pores and skin shine brighter. Her steps have become lighter. The alternative maids noticed but said not anything. Gossip became a risky sport in Zayn's residence. One morning, Ayana wakened dizzy. She couldn't devour, couldn't clean. Smells made her gag. She concept it was flu until her buddy Asha, the prepared dinner, pulled her apart and whispered, your eyes, they have that look. You past due? Ayana blinked, then counted. 1 week. 3. Her knees gave manner. The take a look it turned into cheap. However, the 2 red strains it confirmed were the maximum costly fact of her lifestyles. She become pregnant. With Zayn's child. She attempted to hide it, but Zayn turned into too sharp, too observant. He referred to as her to his office and stared for a long term. What's incorrect with you? He asked. Her lips trembled. She tried to talk, but the phrases died. I asked you a question. I'm pregnant, she whispered. Silence fell again, but this one became chillier, more difficult. Zayn didn't flinch. He leaned, returned, arms steepled under his chin. Are you sure it's mine? The slap that landed in her heart didn't come from his hand, but his phrases. She swallowed. I've most effective ever been with you. He stood up, walked to the window, and stared out for a long time. You'll need to go away. Her global cracked. Leave, she repeated. You used me every nighttime. You took what you wanted. And now you throw me like trash? He grew to become. I never promised you something. You didn't must. Your touch Maid guarantees your mouth by no means spoke. You're a maid, he stated coldly. No longer my wife. That nighttime, Ayana packed her small bag and left the mansion beneath the identical moon that one lit up her most lovely nights. But this time, the moon appeared away. She had no money, no family near, only her unborn child and a coronary heart full of betrayal. But what Zayn didn't recognize changed into that karma walks on bare eft and enters quietly, due to the fact the following chapter in Ayana's life wouldn't be silence. It might be thunder, and this time, it wouldn't be her heart breaking, it'd be his. 6 months passed. Ayana lived in a small rented room near Gikambora City, surviving off leftover coins and some laundry jobs. Her stomach grew heavy, however her heart grew stronger. The girl who once cried below satin sheets was now a female who washed strangers' garments by the river. But her toddler stored her alive. She could whisper to her belly every nighttime, you aren't a mistake. You're my miracle. In the meantime, inside the marble silence of Zayn's mansion, vacancy screamed louder than ever. He pretended to move on, went to Paris, slept with models, closed $1 million deals. However, every nighttime, his desires betrayed him. Ayana's moans, her tears, her smile haunted him. And someday, as he scrolled via news on his pill, the screen froze. A picture. Ayana at an unfastened maternity clinic, on my own, protecting her stomach, smiling faintly. The headline examine. Single maid grew to become mom, the billionaire's secret. Zayn's hand trembled. For the primary time in his lifestyles, guilt stabbed deeper than failure. He remembered the way she appeared while she whispered, I've best ever been with you. He had destroyed her and their toddler with one cruel line. You must go away. And now, he couldn't breathe without thinking if the infant had his eyes. He drove for hours via the lower back roads of Kiambu until he located her. Status at a roadside fruit stall, belly complete, dress worn, hair tied carelessly. She froze while she noticed him. I came to restoration what I broke, he stated. She said nothing. I was scared, he persevered. Of the sector, of my delight, but I in no way stopped wanting you. Tears formed in her eyes. I didn't come to take the child, he said. I got here to beg for a second danger with each of you. Ayana grew to become away. It's too past due. Zayn, you buried me whilst I used to be still breathing. I'll dig you out, with my fingers, with my soul. And in that second, he dropped to his knees on the muddy roadside, in his fashion designer blouse and imported footwear, and pressed his brow in opposition to her stomach. I need to be his father, or hers. I don't care. I need to be yours. She broke. Proper there. The lady who had suffered on my own fell into the palms of the person who once ruined her. And this time, his kiss was not hearth. It became water. Recuperation. Soft. Deep. They made love that nighttime in her tiny rented room. No silk sheets. No chandeliers. Simply skin on skin. Sweat on soul. Mouths that whispered sorry. I missed you, and in no way once more. He kissed every stretch mark love it turned into sacred, touched her scars like advantages, held her belly, like it held a universe. And while she cried, he kissed her tears. 9 weeks later, Zayn offered her a residence, not a mansion, a home, with a garden, a nursery, a rocking chair underneath a mango tree. And when the baby got here, a lady with Zayn's eyes and Ayana's lips, he held her like she was his complete state, due to the fact in the long run, the maid who once wiped clean his floors have become the queen who dominated his coronary heart.